Rabbit, known for their high quality gear, busting out their brand new trail shoe, the High Country. But does premium clothes equal a premium shoe? Find out in today's full review. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Cody with The Shoeing with Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We are talking about the Rabbit High Country trail shoe. This is Rabbit's first ever trail shoe. I've tried the road shoe, meh. And now I have tried their trail shoe, and I have a lot to say. I have about 34 miles into this shoe, and in this video, I'm gonna cover the fit, the good, the bad, and the verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now, before I dive into all that goodness, I do wanna point out one thing. This shoe was provided to me by Rabbit, but they have no idea what I'm gonna say in this video, and they have no control over any of my content. I also have a big favor to ask you all. Hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Rabbit High Country trail shoe. To kick this video off, I'm going to talk about the fit, and honestly for me, this fit true to size. I am a men's 9.5 in almost all shoes, exception for a couple brands, and I'm a 9.5 in this shoe, so true to size. My foot, again, landed perfectly. Again, it's really important you get the right shoe size specifically for trails, because if you're too close to this and you kick a rock, good luck, you're most likely going to break a foot. So again, for me, my 9.5 worked perfectly fine. I'm also really happy to report the width. So you never know with a shoe, especially a first shoe, if it's gonna be too narrow or too wide. For me personally, this fit just really nicely. It accommodated my widest foot while also still being very secure, and I felt locked in the shoe. The volume of the toe. So it worked really nicely for me when I switched out the insole. So I put the regular insole and not like the grippy one. When I did that, no issues at all. Again, I had no rubbing here and I got no blisters. When I did wear the grippy version of it, and I'll show that later in this video, I did feel like it stood up a little too high and I could feel the top of this. So again, there's a caveat to that. The non-sticky version, no issues at all. Sticky version, I did feel the top and the, because again, it's a little bit thicker and that caused a little bit of issues. No blisters and everything. I just don't really love when my foot kind of rubs right there. So again, I want to point that out. For me, true to size, the width is really nice, and with the right insole by Rabbit, the toe volume, the toe box volume, not an issue at all. Now, because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to start with the positives. And honestly, for me, the number one has to be this foam. So it's really nice. It's definitely that comfortable cruiser. So you're gonna get a lot of stack. This is about, I think about 40 in the heel. I think it's about a 4mm or 5mm drop shoe. So this shoe, if you're looking at it, is made for those long runs, easy miles, really those miles where you're not trying to push the pace. This foam, I was surprised at how much I liked it, because I tried the road version and honestly, I didn't love their road shoe. It was okay. There's nothing where you're like, wow, I can't believe this shoe. This foam right here, I think Rabbit dialed it in and I really enjoyed it. I took this on like shorter runs where I was just kind of plucking along. Felt really great. I took it on longer runs. And again, it just felt really great every time I took this out. So I gotta call that out. Again, the foam, I'll do it one more time. It's just that sweet spot, especially for a trail shoe. You do not want it too squishy, but you also, personally for me, I don't want it too firm. And for me, this worked out really nicely. Great lockdown. I had no heel slippage at all. Locked it in and I cruised for miles. That's huge for me. Worst thing about a trail shoe is if you get heel slippage. Just not really good. Again, tongue, it is a gusseted tongue. It gets the job done. There's really nothing where I'm like, wow, this tongue. It's just a good tongue, does the job, stays in place, and it has pad where you want it to be. So when you are cinching up the laces, you're not feeling it. And personally, I don't know about y'all, I hate feeling laces on the top of my foot. It's just not comfortable, and I'm just not a huge fan of it. The other huge thing I found out, so with every shoe I test, I will literally sit in a creek, river, whatever I have, for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm trying to soak up the shoe as much as possible. This thing drains extremely well, which I was not expecting. So what I'll do is I'll look at two things. I look at my time. Okay, so if how many minutes did it take for it to stop going squish, 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 and how many minutes does it take for my sock to feel dry again? I also look at the mileage because again, I'm kind of looking at both. And for me, it's legit, less than 2 minutes, I stopped hearing the squish, 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 and less than a quarter of a mile, it felt fantastic. So again, I want to point that out. I did not see that one coming because it is a little bit built up. And and one of my negatives, I'll talk about the heat of it, but I was not expecting that, but really happy to report that it drains really well. The other thing is grip. I had no issues with the grip. Now, I wasn't running in the most muddy terrain, but for me personally, on those buffed out trails, a little bit rocky and rooty trails, some gravel trails, some, I had a combination of everything. No issues at all. I felt like I could dig into the mountain and I could dig into the trail and it felt perfectly fine. There was maybe again, it wasn't super rainy. There's some muddy spots where I run in the Green Ribbon. If you know the area, you'll know. There are some muddy spots. And again, I did feel a little slipping, but that is the mud is so thick that majority of the shoes I'm running are not gonna do well in there. You need a shoe that has like a 5 millimeter and you're just ripping through the mud. But again, because it's not all completely muddy, it just makes no sense. So again, perfectly, again, I really liked it. It did a really good job. The stickiness, the grippiness worked really nicely. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is the looks. Honestly, I like the looks of the shoe. So I'm a big fan of Rabbit's gear, like their clothes. I wear them all the time. And I was a little underwhelmed by their road shoe. Not so much. This thing, I like the looks of it. I think they went all in and I'm really happy with the looks. I just enjoy it. So again, I think for me, the foam is hitting the mark, the great lockdown's hitting the mark, and it just fits in that comfortable cruiser and it just really excels at that spot. With the good, you do know there has to be some bad. And honestly, there's a couple bad. No shoe is ever perfect, but the number one I'm going to talk about has to be the heat. So it's weird. This shoe drains extremely well, but it kind of keeps my heat in. So it's kind of weird. So again, it's been a heat wave in Pennsylvania when I've been wearing this shoe. So again, it definitely felt a little warm at times. Nothing crazy, nothing where I was like, get these shoes off of me. But I want to point that out because my friends down in the South, you might find it a little toasty at times. Again, I want to put that on people's radar because I don't want you to buying a shoe that I just said drains extremely well, thinking it's also going to be very breathable. It's not terrible by any means, but I do want to point that out. If you're living in like Arizona, it might be a little hot. The other thing I'm going to talk about has to be the weight. So again, I'm not going to completely knock it because most max cushion shoes, especially something with like about 40 millimeters in the heel, are going to be on that heavier side, but it is in that 11s. I wish it was a tad lighter. I'm not going to crush the shoe for it, but I do want to point that out. That's definitely on the negative side, especially mine's a 9.5 and I'm in the 11s. So if you've got some big feet, you could be closer to those 12s. So I want to point that out. The other thing, and I've talked to Rabbit about it, so they're really into these, it's not a plated shoe by any means, so you're not getting the plate here. It's like here. And I get it, it's for like stability. I just don't get it. I just think they're actually unnecessary. I would get rid of the little plates. It might make the shoe a little bit cheaper and also a little bit more, less firm. Again, it's not a firm shoe, but if you got eliminated that, I think it actually would potentially benefit the shoe. I just don't get the point of carbon plates right here. I get it here because at least with your toe off, it also gives you protection for rocks. On the sides, if you're telling me it's for stability, I get it because it is a very stable shoe, but I also think it's stable mainly because of the width of the shoe, not because of the plates of the shoe. So I do got to call that out. And I've told Rabbit that I don't get the plates. I didn't get it in the road shoe and I don't get it in the trail shoe. Plates on the outside just make no sense, especially if you're saying, oh, well, they're going to be like more like a shock, like in a car and everything. Yeah. Other brands do that and it's more like little rods here. Don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it, to be quite frank. But for really, that's it. That's it. Breathability is a little bit questionable. It's definitely on the higher side for the weight. And the plates, I just don't get the little plate rods here. I just don't get it. Remove them, maybe decreases the weight a little bit. And also maybe decrease the cost. Oh, one last thing. I did not like this insole. I did not like it. This is like the grip version of it. They do give you two, and I have the regular version. And I'll pull that out real quick. So you got the regular version, and you get the grip version. I did not like this. The reason why, it took me forever to get my shoe on. It seriously, like every time I got it on, it then moved my sock. I get it. If you're gonna be on some terrain that you're gonna have some steep descents and you don't want any foot back and forth, I really did not like this. It bothered me. It kept bunching my socks, especially since I wore this on some steep descents and my foot wasn't going back and forth. I had no issues with that. So again, I understand the concept behind it. I just simply did not love it. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and now you want my verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Honestly, for 180 bucks, I think Rabbit knocked it out of the park. And my expectations were low for the shoe. I just didn't like the road shoe. I was pretty open and honest about that. Didn't love the road shoe. So my expectations were really low, especially when I saw they had these plates again. But for $180, I actually think you get a really nice shoe. I think this actually is up there with some of the big boys. Those max cushion cruiser of a shoe. This isn't a shoe you're gonna be dropping the hammer with. This is I'm going out for hours. I want something to baby my legs, and I want something comfortable, and this does the job. Again, that it's up there with your Calderas, your Merrells, Agility, all those shoes. It is up there. That's how much I really enjoy this shoe. And again, I was not expecting that. And for $180, that's really not bad. For a max cushion shoe that I think you're gonna get a ton, 300, 400, 500 miles, I think it's definitely gonna get the job done. The only people I wouldn't get the shoe for, just keep in mind, people down south, try it before you buy it because it is a little toasty, and anybody that's looking for a shoe to drop the hammer, this is just not the shoe for you. It's a fantastic shoe to cruise the miles, not drop the hammer. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and you heard my verdict. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tried the High Country Trail Rabbit shoe? Did you like it? Did you love it? Hey, be honest with me. Did you hate it? Drop a comment down below. I'm curious if other people have tried the shoe. I'm also curious, what other questions do you have about the shoe? Again, this was a surprise shoe to me. I was not expecting to have a very positive review about this one, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. For a first trail shoe by Rabbit, I think they knocked it out of the park. So again, drop comments down below. Let me know what you think. And again, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. This channel is not happening and having the success without you all, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you all out on the run. Thanks for checking out this latest review. Don't forget, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out some of the other rad content that I've dropped out on the channel.